2040 here, and I got a very special video to show you guys. This video is gonna be my New York Comic Con recap video. So a lot of you guys don't know, I went to this past New York Comic Con in 2015, and I also went for the first time in 2014. If you guys remember my recap video that I did in 2014, so you guys have seen. But this video is for this past New York Comic Con, and I gotta say I had a blast at this convention. So many people I met, so many YouTubers that I'm a fan of that I ran into, some of my YouTube buddies I do stuff with I ran into. It was so amazing, and I want to tell you guys. You know what? As a matter of fact, instead of me telling you guys, why don't I just show you? Roll film. So, did you guys enjoy it? And 1,000 apologies for not having like a song playing through the whole showing of the photos and everything. My apologies for that, because I am a terrible video editor. So I'll try to work out the kinks. But anyway, of course, I know a lot of people were wondering, like, who are some of these people that you met? Well, I'll be happy to tell you. Some photos are not in the album apparently, which I was trying to get together so you can see every single thing, but not everything can be shown. So I'll tell you some of the people that I met. I got to meet the host of DC Entertainment once again, Tiffany Smith, along with Jason Edman, who also has a YouTube channel as well. You could look him up on YouTube. Just type in Jason Edman. He'll pop right up. He's right there. And it was really good to see them once again. Well, it was my first time meeting Jason, but it was good to see Tiffany once again. She's a pretty thing, if you know what I mean. Forget I said that. And I got to meet the chief executive of DC Comics, Dan Didio, and it was really such a pleasure to meet him as well. I so wish that Geoff Johns was there so I could meet him, because Geoff Johns is like, I salute to Geoff Johns, because his work in DC Comics is amazing. So I really hope he comes to New York Comic Con this year for 2016. I really do. And Oh, and I got to meet my voice acting idols from the Justice League cartoon. I got to meet Phil Lamar, Susan Eisenberg, Carl Lumbly. I got to meet the voice director Andrea Romano, Maria Canals. But okay, here's the thing. I met George Newbert. I didn't get a picture with him because I was all out of cash. Cause the price to get a photo with these guys insanely high. So you would not understand. But it was so actually got to speak with Tim Daly, and it was so amazing just to speak with, especially with my voice acting idols, mainly Phil Lamar. Cause when I met Phil, I was like, hey, I'm like, Phil, you might not know me, but I'm Blackwing 2040. He was like, wait, like you're Jonathan, right? On Twitter? Yeah, yep, that's me. I'm like, oh, happy to meet you. So Phil Lamar knows me. So that really made my day. I kid you not. That literally made my day. Kevin Conroy, oh my gosh. The guy who had the longest, and I kid you not, the longest autograph line there. I mean, come on, he's freaking Batman for Pete's sake. You see people lined up with Arkham Asylum posters, Arkham City, Batman animated series DVD covers, Arkham Knight game covers. They want him to sign everything. Like, I kid you not, this man had the longest line there for the entire convention. Maria Canals, she was such a sweetheart. She was a beautiful woman to speak to, and it was amazing to conversate with her. Carl Lumbly, oh my gosh, this guy is amazing. It was just such an honor to speak with him, just to be in his presence, because he's voicing Martian Manhunter, and Martian Manhunter is one of those characters that don't get enough love anymore. So, you guys, he deserves a lot of respect. Especially Carl Lumbly. I think he's being the very first voice actor to voice Martian Manhunter. That deserves a standing ovation. And it was such a huge honor. And to meet Andrea Romano, who's the voice director of Justice League, along with other DC animated projects like Teen Titans, Batman animated series, Batman Beyond. Everything DC animated, she pretty much worked on, and I hope I could work for her one day. I really do. So after that, I'll tell you some of the YouTubers I met. I met one of my favorite YouTubers, Andre Meadows from Black Nerd Comedy, and it was such a dream come true to meet this guy. Like, I was searching around everywhere for them, like, where's Andre? Where's Andre? I'm like, there he is! And then I just went up to him, I tapped him on the shoulder, I said, I love you like a play cousin, I'm Audi 5000, and it was just so sweet. Andre is the coolest guy you'll ever meet. You guys, you need to go to his channel. Type in Black Nerd Comedy, and I'll leave it in the description for you guys to know. Type in Black Nerd Comedy, subscribe to the guy, and tell him Blackwing sent you, alright? Because this guy's been doing his stuff for a long time. He's been doing everything. He's been going to conventions. He does movie reviews. If you are like a fan of 80s nostalgia, 80s cartoon nostalgia, 90s cartoon nostalgia, superhero movies, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Andre Meadows is your guy. So after you finish watching this video, go straight to his channel and subscribe to him, okay? So after that, I also went into Artist Alley, where I got to meet Peter Tomasi, who was the writer of Green Lantern Corps and Batman and Robin, the New 52 version of Batman and Robin. And it was really good to speak to this guy, because I actually read some of his works. I read Sinestro Corps, where he worked on it with Jeff Johns. I read Batman and Robin. It was a really good take on it, even though it was New 52 and I don't like the New 52, but it was a really good take on it, and I really enjoyed it. And I got a picture with him as well. Of course, all Friday I was wearing my Justice League t-shirt along with my Green Lantern power ring, so that was all of Friday. Now, I almost forgot to mention, I got to meet Josh Ovenshire from Smosh. I know majority of the people in the YouTube community already know who that guy is. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome. And I also got to meet, if you guys are subscribed to the channel Variant Comics, I got to meet Eris Quiones. Like, I went up to him. No, I was just walking to Artist Alley. I'm like, And I just ran like, hey, yo, Eris, what's up? I'm telling you guys, you never know who you're gonna run into at Comic-Con. You guys, these conventions are really hard to attend to because the ticket prices are so high and everybody wants to go. But I kid you not, you'll never know who you will run into on the show floor. Trust me, you will never know. So that was all Friday. Now, I also took photos of the costumes that are going to be in Batman v Superman, if you guys saw, and all the gadgetry that Batman's going to be using. It was really some really cool stuff. And I got to meet once again Arthur Parsons, who is the game director of Traveler's Tales Games, who's in charge of doing all the Lego games that you guys enjoy. And it was really good to meet Arthur again. He's a really good dude. So now we're on to Saturday. Saturday is when I actually did my first ever cosplay. I cosplayed as Superboy, and I didn't get asked to get photos or anything because Superboy is such a common thing. I guess no one really noticed that I was really trying to pull off the Superboy cosplay look, but it was really fun. I also got to do my first ever photo shoot because I was told by my friend SCL00320 from JVS that he was part of a cosplay group called DC Cosplayers East, and what it is that whatever character you cosplay as, you go into that particular group. They had Justice League of America, Justice Society, Teen Titans / Young Justice characters, Blackest Night characters, CW characters like your Justice characters from Flash or Arrow. They had that particular group, and then in the end they had one big huge photo. It was really amazing for my first photo shoot. I didn't know what to expect anyway. And of course I took some pictures with some other cosplayers, and it was really a really big, it was a lot of fun because last year in 2014 when I went on Saturday, there were a whole lot of DC cosplayers. A lot. There was a lot. And it was, trust me, it was worth it. So also on Saturday I got to meet who else did I forget to meet? It was been a long time, guys. I'm sorry I'm late with this. I got to meet Ed McGuinness, who's, if you guys have read the Superman Batman comics, his art, the art that kind of looks big and bulgy, but it's so beautiful and it's so colorful and distinctive. It's amazing. And I also got to meet Daryl McDaniels, who some people may know by his stage name as DMC from Run DMC. So here's how crazy thing. Daryl actually knows my dad. Him and my dad grew up together, literally, in the same neighborhood together. And I never knew that. And the thing about Daryl is he's a huge Marvel fan, and right now currently he just wrote a story for Marvel for Guardians of the Galaxy. You guys should check it out. It's not out yet, or I think it might, but read it, tell me what you guys think. I haven't read it yet, so I really want to know what happens in it. But Daryl is a really cool dude. He also has his own comic book series where he created a hero called DMC, which is pretty much himself as a superhero. And his stories were drawn by many comic book writers and artists from Marvel Comics. And he also had variant covers from famous comic books. There was a variant cover from Batman, from Fantastic Four, from X-Men. All these variant covers were really amazing, because when I was reading through the book, I was like, these variant covers look familiar. Oh, I know what these are. So yeah, it was really cool to meet Daryl for the first time. It was really amazing. And I also got to meet for the first time in person my buddies from JVS. I got to meet Sam and Joe. We had a blast together, and me, him, my dad, we sat down. We just had a little lunch together before we left. We had a we connected so well together. It was just so amazing. And moving on to Sunday, I got to meet, from the comic book cast, I got to meet Shay and Armin, because my buddy Chris, aka the Cape Crusader, he's a huge fan of the comic book cast, so I decided to bless him with a photo of me meeting them, and he actually got to speak to them for the first time over the phone. And I also got to meet Lorraine Sink, who is the host of Marvel's The Watcher from Marvel Entertainment. That was one of the photos I wanted to put in the photo shoot, but it couldn't go in. I'm sorry about that, guys. But she is such a sweetheart. She is amazing. Like, she also does improv in one of the theaters in New York, and I'm telling you guys, it's New York Comic Con. It's a place to be. You get to connect with a whole lot of people, and it's really a fun experience. Oh, and another thing, you will not believe who I actually ran into. I ran into Stephen Bloom, the voice of Wolverine, guys. I ran into Stephen Bloom on the show floor. I didn't even know he was there. He was just roaming. He was just he was just an attendee, not a guest, an attendee. So I'm telling you guys, you will not know who you run into on the show floor. And I also heard word that the voice of Korra from Legend of Korra was there. I don't know who the person was, but that's what I heard. So, guys, if you ever get the chance to go to New York Comic Con, roam the show floor if you must. Go to panels, of course, but for panels, you gotta get there early, because panels, they have the longest lines ever. And I got to meet Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, who are the writers of the Batman comic currently in the New 52. I told them that, like, you don't like the New 52 stuff? Like, oh, come on, man, you gotta get into it. And I said, I told Greg and Scott, like, I did read Death of the Family, okay? That's one thing I did read. And I did read Endgame, of course. It was good. So, and I guess that's it, guys. I'm telling you, New York Comic Con, or any Comic Con in general, is the best place to be. If you're a comic book fan, if you're fans of movies, of anime, of any kind, this place is the place to be. Trust me. You never know who you'll run into. The community is so positive, and it's very energetic, and it's so much fun. You get to take pictures with cosplayers. You get to meet so many famous people from TV shows and movies. It's really, really amazing. So I end this recap video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me well, there's nothing really much to tell, but comment what was your favorite picture that you saw from the video. And until then, I'm Vengeance, I'm Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.